Hello everyone, welcome back. And in this episode today, I'll be discussing about Bitcoin, something I've been getting into lately. And if anybody that doesn't know what Bitcoins are or cryptocurrency, well, I'm not really going to go into too much of it in here. I'm going to more or less talk about my experience with it. You can probably find some other sites that will explain it, but right now I know this is so low tech. I'm using my camera phone to take a picture of my computer monitor, but I could really, record from the screen. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a low tech guy. So, anyways, sorry if it doesn't focus that well, but what you're seeing right there is basically the volatility, supposed volatility in Bitcoin. When I first heard of it, it was $6, and I was wondering, what am I going to do $6 per Bitcoin? Actually, it doesn't really matter. You just buy more coins. You buy $100 worth of coins. Now, if you buy $100 worth of coin, you get a fraction of a coin. So, anyways, just give me an idea of reference. Down here is November, and that is right now as of this recording. And so just give me an idea. This is a $200 price range. They're peaked out at $12.42 and came down here and now back up to almost, what is the current price? Let's see if it'll focus. Sorry guys, I'm a low tech guy. There we go. 10.11. So if you want to know what this is, I believe this is there you go, Bitcoin Wisdom, and this is a live chart for free, amazingly. And this is a Mt. Gox price. So if you see here, there is Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, and BitC. That's what I would call it. And then there's the BitChina, Bitcoin China, converted into whatever their Chinese currency, and this is converted to U.S. currency. So you don't think that, I guess you're buying $5,000, you're only buying $928, which is fine, because what it does is you can get three. This is very interesting with Bitcoin, which I don't see in other things like stocks or other commodities per se. Maybe commodities, but you definitely don't see this in stocks or bonds, where they're, or you might. I never got into it that much, but that in one market the same Bitcoin is at a different value than another market. And it's very interesting to see the different price ranges, mainly because it's the same Bitcoin, and in different areas, or I guess whatever reason, at the different exchanges, they're at a different price. So anyways, I personally have an account at Mt. Gox because well, if you cash out, you'll get the most out of your Bitcoins. That's if you cash out. I've just to let you know, I have never cashed out at any of these exchanges, so I don't know if they really do pay or they don't pay. I looked into it. Some of them are like Bitstamp requires like a 1%. I don't know if that's to cash in and to cash out, and then whatever fees from your banks and everything. Me personally, when I'm trading Bitcoins, I'm trading Bitcoins to get Bitcoins. I'm not trading Bitcoins to get US dollars. Of course, I use US dollars to buy Bitcoin. So what I'm doing is I'm treating this more of a commodity and a currency, And what I like about this is a little bit background on me. If you're wondering how I got into this, is I used to be in the recycling business, and we trade. A recycler trades real physical commodity, delivers it, and gets paid on it. And in some ways, this is very similar, and the only difference is, the cost of delivery is super cheap. Storage, well, it's, if you have a computer or an internet connection, there's your storage. So with physical commodities, you have to pay someone to transport it. You have to collect it, especially when it's recycling, or even if it's a virgin material, you have to extract it from a resource. And the difference in that is that it's, a physical commodity comes from the earth. Well, this Bitcoin doesn't really come from the earth or anywhere. It's generated by electricity. So, in any case, so those are some major differences. And this is also, I used to do some Forex trading too. And this is very similar to Forex trading. And if you think of Bitcoin as a currency, so you're trading US dollars for Bitcoin currency. And the major difference between a Forex and trading on this kind of platform is, first of all, you don't have any carry trade, so you're not going to be charged interest on whatever trade you make. The other thing is, there's no margin for this. You're not leveraging your money. If you want to buy $10 million in Bitcoin, that's what you're gonna have to put in, $10 million. And if you want to cash out, if you have that much and it goes up $100, well, you're just 100 times 10 million richer. But yeah, you get that money times 100 back out. So there's a lot of difference, and there's no shorting per se, and from what I can tell, and this is kind of the reason why it's hard to push down the price. Just give you some history here. That's November. I was fortunate actually to buy at the beginning of November, and it's gone up. And I think from basically what you're looking at from here to here, that's when it went crazy. From this point here, from this point to all the way up there, it was crazy. That's when probably most of you have heard of Bitcoin. And then what you see from here, this thing here, where it peaked out and the big drop, that was actually China announcing that financial institutions are banned from exchanging Bitcoins. Okay, and then bounced back up, thinking that maybe only the exchanges would be trading Bitcoins in China. And then it turns out this big dip right here, that was the Chinese government announcing the complete ban from any financial institution. Although apparently individuals can still trade at their own risk. And then you see a little bounce back, and then the rest of the fall. Interesting enough, I was trading all this time. And here's the thing, when I say you can't short it, it's not completely true. You can short Bitcoin for US dollars. What you have to do is you have to buy a lot of Bitcoins and then sell them. So that's how you short your that's how you short Bitcoins. You sell physically the Bitcoins that you bought in. You can't borrow Bitcoins. You can't leverage Bitcoin. I've heard there's some companies out there that'll put some hedging shorting contracts out there, like you would see in commodities and futures and stuff like that. Um, Again, somebody has to physically buy the Bitcoins and deliver them to you if you short them. So either way, in order to short this, you have to buy into it, which would drive the price up. So it drives the price up, and then when you sell it, you just be driving the price down. But it'd be, let's say you bought down here, you drove the price, up. I'm just giving you an example, not that this really happened. If you sell your coins, well, you just drove the price probably back down, and there's probably some other people who, sold because they're panicking and it came down here. So, my point is, if you're planning on shorting it by buying into it and then trying to sell to push the price down, you're probably going to lose. So, anybody who's forcing a short to drive the price down to make it cheap and drive everybody else to cause them to lose money, it's probably not going to happen. And on top of that, the other thing about Bitcoins, in my opinion, since I've been trading, and to give everyone a head start on some of my experiences, is not all the Bitcoins are traded at the exchanges. I mean, there are people literally sitting on lots of Bitcoins, and that's the other thing. And so you don't really know how much. Of course, you see the volume, but okay, I should put it this way. This is unique in that, unlike stocks, commodities, stuff like that, you never receive the stock. The brokerages usually, they are the holder of stocks or commodities or any financial brokerage or something like that, but they never really receive the actual, product. Well, Bitcoin, if you buy 10 Bitcoins, you can actually take it out of the exchange and put it into your own wallet. And for those of people who understand that, you know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, then I'm sorry if this is a little confusing. But if you ever get into it, just open an account. There's no cost to open an account with any of these exchanges, Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, and Bitsy. And I recommend the 3 largest in US dollars, because you don't want people to, like for here example, let me zoom in here to a 15-minute so you can kind of see. Now what you're seeing here is, of course, where all the sell orders are, right here. And then these are all the buy orders. And, of course, this is information streaming directly from Mt. Gox, and you see the rest of it right here, as much as I can show. All those sell orders and buy orders, and these are in Bitcoins. So, I mean, if you look at some of these, like, let me see here, like a sell order at 1080, there is a sell order. I don't know how much of it's true. It's just an order. It's not it doesn't mean it's been done. But if it did go up that high suddenly, and it would hit all those sell orders, 3,135 Bitcoins. That's a lot. That's a lot of Bitcoins as far as, what it is at $1,000. I think that'd be 3 million. Would that be 300 or $3 million if it went up to $1,080? I don't know. And someone figure out that math. So, anyways, so these are the stop orders. Anyways, what I was trying to say was you can take physical possession of Bitcoin. You don't have to leave it at the exchange or the exchange wallet. interesting enough, your money will stay there. I just want to give everyone kind of like a heads up a little bit. Any Bitcoin or money that you give to these exchanges belong to the exchanges. Okay, so right now I haven't had any problems. I actually have an account with all three, Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, and Bitsy. So it was just in case if one, didn't work or collapsed, I can fall back on the other as far as what I can do. And remember, all these exchanges, they will allow you to take your Bitcoins out. So this is another unique feature about Bitcoins as far as what you can do: trade them, buy them, sell them. And so you could actually take, theoretically, you don't really take physical possession, but you can take possession of the Bitcoins, and from there you can do whatever you want. You can put them back into the exchanges, put them into a different exchange, pay for things if people accept Bitcoins. You can use it for some other stuff. Apparently, you can gamble with it. I don't do that, although I do like playing poker. Another thing is you could sell them to a person that wants to buy them. So, an example, if the price went up, $100, you bought one Bitcoin and the price moved up $100, and someone, wanted to buy them from you, you can sell them and make $100 profit directly to a person. You don't have to actually cash out to the exchange. You can actually sell it to literally person to person. So that's the other unique feature about this, is that you take physical possession of the Bitcoins and then you're able to sell them to anybody, to person or to any exchange. If you have an account, open an account with different exchanges. As far as cashing out at an exchange, so far I've never done that, just because of the wire fees and transaction fees that they put on. You don't really get the money that you sold out at. So and plus it takes a little bit longer. So I'm not sure if if anybody has any experience with that. Please do a video response or a comment about it. But I've never cashed out at, never taken withdrawn money from the exchange. So I most of the time I just I sell it out to other people. So interesting about this is you could send to anybody from your exchange wallet. When you open an account, you'll get probably some kind of account number, but you also have your own wallet at that exchange, and you can either put Bitcoins into it, and also you can take Bitcoins out and send it to any address. So it's also these exchanges also function as wallets as well. So anyways, I think I talked long enough. Just want to give you some history on the pricing here, as if you guys, anybody here is somewhat new to Bitcoin, don't even know what it is, and you're kind of wondering about it. What I've noticed as far as trading on the exchanges, it seems to, for me, be easier to trade. And I always felt stocks and currencies and other commodities are manipulated, and I feel Bitcoin's a little harder to manipulate, because even though the exchanges may know where your stops are, or your stop losses. You could have stop loss above where you bought in and below, so it's, they're all stop losses. Even though they know it, again, there's multiple exchanges, So sometimes they coincide, but at the same time they don't. For example, like here's a view of Mount Gox, all right, and this is on a 12-hour time frame. And then if you look at this, oh, sorry, that's 6-hour, and I'll go up to Bitstamp. Very similar, very similar. But if you notice, the pricing level at Bitstamp is different. That's their price right now. You see the pricing. It's a little different. Mt. Gox, that's Bitstamp, and there's BitC. So I'll go over to BitC real quick. And you see it's very similar. Although the actual variance in the moves are a little different, the overall pictures are very similar. So, you know, whatever exchange you want to work with. But there's 3 of them. They all reflect 3 different prices, but they move generally in the same way. And what's fun about trading is whether you trade on one exchange, all of them, or whatever, the variations help you with your buy and sell signals, because I've seen it where, or even on this graph right here, this is actually slightly different, but same pattern. But sometimes you'll see price moves in one before another market, so that does help. And if you're going to be day trading, if day trading's not your thing, then I guess it really doesn't matter. So that's kind of all I want to get into now. Like I said, I'm trying to, for anyone who doesn't know the history, that's the recent history as far as this big jump in price and another big jump in price, what's happening here. So where did I leave off? I said this is okay, this from this point here. Let me see. Okay, so this was probably the announcement that they don't want banks dealing with Bitcoin, exchanging Bitcoins. And then they went back up thinking maybe they'll do something else, and I think that's when they announced again the ban of the Bitcoin in China from any financial institution. So you see this massive selling going on, and when you see this, these are real things. In my opinion, at that time, from this price level here, which happens to be the dip right here when China basically banned Bitcoin in China, from this point here was all nothing but speculation, and you're going to get a lot of that. This price right here, this was the bounce back, and then I believe slowly people realize, at least in China, that they're not going to be able to do much. You can't deposit new money into the exchange. They still trade Bitcoins, and the exchange is still there, but you can't deposit Chinese dollars or whatever they have over there. So that's where you see the big sell-off. Now here it's interesting because if it stopped right here, which happens to be where it stopped right here as well, and I believe this is where a lot of the pre-China mania is at, right here. This is all, if you look right here, this is probably anything below this line, down under here is at this price point, which is what, 478 or whatever, 500. I think there's a lot of people who just hold on to their coins. They're not selling them because they're not at the exchanges. I have, a small little flash drive that offline that I keep my coins, and then I keep that flash drive in, a very safe place. So even if it, at least a backup wallet as well. So even if I lost my computer, you know, I can still recover the Bitcoins, at least on my personal wallet. As far as any wallets that are online or at the exchanges or any wallet services, I do have them just in case, you know, I'm don't have access to my personal wallet, my offline wallet. And you know, it's great because you can maybe jump on someone's computer to quickly access it, or if you're out and about and you have your tablets are great. Matter of fact, you know what? I did get a tablet. I'm just gonna grab it real quick. Excuse me. So I did get a tablet, and here it is. I'll put a link up on there if anybody didn't see it, but this is actually Galaxy Note 3. I call it a tablet. It's actually a smartphone, but I'm not going to use it as a phone because it's too damn big. I'd rather use it as a tablet. This is a perfect tablet size because you'll see on the video, but man, this is big enough to, you know, use the screen right, view things, but not too big to the point where, you know, I'm walking around with a laptop monitor. You know, I think this is too big. And I don't mean to offend anyone out there. If you bought a tablet, that's great, but you know, I just don't know why you would take it around with you and take pictures with this square big thing. In my opinion, y'all look silly doing that. Just imagine someone holding a 8x10 square piece of, you know, half-inch plywood and just walking around, just, you know, holding it like this, taking pictures and video and stuff. I mean, looks ridiculous, in my opinion. But you know, carrying out one of these, you know, and just nonchalant, just moving. You know, anyways, that's my opinion. Never mind. Let's get back to this. I put a link up on there if you're all interested on the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. But I can use that. Just go to a internet place that provides internet, and I'll be able to have access to my accounts online. Anyways, let me end it here, and there'll be more episodes. You know, I'll tell you more and more about my experiences, and of course, I'm sure everyone wants to know how you can make money on this, and because of its unique use, the unique function of a Bitcoin, you know, it can be money. You know, you can trade it like a stock, you can trade it like a commodity, you can trade it like a foreign exchange, a forex type of product. You can also do something very unique that I don't see in a lot of financial instruments, because of the fact you can take physical possession of your Bitcoins. You can let me see, you can trade Bitcoins to another person like I mentioned above, but when you do that, you know, it's like, you know, a manufacturer, distributor, jobber, then retailer. You can do the same concept with Bitcoin. You know, it's that flexible because of the difference in the pricing of the three different markets. You can sell or buy at different prices. Example, like of course, you know, concept buy low. If you actually take physical possession of Bitcoin, you can attempt to. I mean, you'll get some people that will buy them. You can say, I'm going to sell one Bitcoin at $914. Doesn't mean you are going to sell one, but that's the price for one. So sometimes people buy $100 worth, $200-300 worth. You give them fractions of a Bitcoin. But you see the two, you know, the low price, high price. Sometimes it changes. When the price was crashing, when it was crashing right here, Mt. Gox was actually the lowest price of the three major indices here, and BITC, which has always been the lowest, was the highest. It literally inverted. Right now, I'm seeing something very interesting in the pricing range of three indices here. Mt. Gox has always been high, and I've been hearing it's because you can't cash out, or it's hard to cash out, or whatever. I don't know how true that is. I've never tried to cash out at any exchanges. And I've noticed Bitstamp right now is lower, and the BitC is higher. And I find that interesting because let me quickly go finish off with another site. If you all don't mind, I'll do this. This is it for me, I swear. Hold on, let me find the okay, right here. Okay, sorry. So this is another website. This is just Bitcoin charts, and sometimes I actually like looking at this one because it doesn't move. It just gives me a snapshot, and I'm not worried about, is the price going to go down? Should I buy now? Should I wait more? It's just a snapshot, and based on that snapshot, I can kind of make a decision without worrying whether the price is going to go up or down. Anyways, this is a glance at all the exchanges, or different types of currencies, but you'll notice that it goes from the volume, and I recommend going to exchanges that have a lot of volume, because if you go to a smaller exchange, someone with a lot of bitcoins can literally keep a price at a certain price by putting a large sell order that, well, no one has enough bitcoins to buy them, or they'll have a buy order to keep a price from going down. So that's a problem with the smaller exchanges. Larger exchanges, if you're going to trade, like be a day trader, you want to go to larger exchanges. That way, the price action is really true of perceived whatever market value. Anyways, the reason I'm showing you this is for a while they took the BitC index off. I don't know why, if it was a glitch or something, but they brought it back, and I noticed something. It used to be Mt. Gox used to be the highest, and then it was Bitstamp, and then it was BitC. But ever since when China came on board on this exchange, they became the number one. It used to be China, Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, and then BitC. Now, if you look at it, I think because of the ban, I'm not sure, but I'm just speculating, the ban that China did on Bitcoin, and BitC is, I think, in Russia or somewhere in maybe Czechoslovakia, I'm not sure, but it's somewhere in that region. And I think maybe a lot of the Chinese probably moved their bitcoins over to this exchange, because I've noticed they all used to have 1 million more in trades. Now BitC has the most out of all the U.S. dollars. So that's something different that's changed that I've noticed. Hopefully that'll help you. If you want to know what these are, of course, these are the last price. This is a graph, and the line in there shows you the high, the low, where the price is now, and then that line right there, that's actually the average price. So, for example, that line right there represents an average price of $701 for 30 days. 30 days. So looking at this kind of helps. And when the prices are up above their average, all right, when the price is above their average, see last price, average price, the screen is green. But let me see if I can find a red one. I'm not going to see any red ones. The black ones show inactivity, I think. I'm not sure. But if you can see, all right. Oh, finally found a red one. All right, so local bitcoins in, I don't know what kind of money that is, DKK, but it's not, doesn't have a large volume, but it'll show up red. So that's an example of one that's red. If you can see that, there you go. See, it's red. But when this thing was crashing, they were all red. It was like bloody. Well, this is another one I want to show you. But that's what I wanted to say. I'll close off at that. I don't want to go too far, but stay tuned. And you know, for those of you who don't know anything about it, this could be intriguing. Also a way for you guys maybe to make money. I mean, I'll get into that. Like I said, if you're in it for the money, most likely you're going to be trading bitcoins for US dollars. If you're into getting bitcoins, you're going to be trading US dollars for bitcoins. Sounds kind of easy, but you know, I think the concept of buying and selling money for profit is for some people a new idea, a new concept. I'm buying money and then I'm going to be selling money. Isn't that crazy? You are buying and selling money. That's what you're really doing here. Ideally, you want to buy money for like $100, so your $100 buys $100, and eventually what you want to do is sell that $100 for $110. Kind of weird. Anyways, stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll just keep loading videos and you guys watch them. Bye.